Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the penultimate game of Women's Super League for this round. London Storm 2 face off against Bedford Mighty Eagles. My name's Greg Whitehouse and I'm joined by...
Myself, Catherine Thomas.
Is that your full name?
Yeah, I panicked, I'm not going to lie, Greg. You pointed at me and I went full name. So I think this will be currently 4th, I believe, against 7th or 8th, depending on quite where the table sat at the end of last meet. We've had the first round of fixtures, so that will of course be a little bit different, but this league's full of surprises, so Bedford Eagles really will be wanting a definitive win here, but London Storm have been surprising everyone up and down the league, so it'll be interesting to see what they make of this one. Good block there on the right wing from Storm 2. Abby Gower's a big threat on that counter, so they'll be wanting to deal with that.
Storm 2 currently sat in 9th.
9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything they can get out of this, be it a draw or a win, will really help them out. It's very congested down the bottom of the table, so every point matters.
Ball pops up.
No. Oh. Didn't get the ricochet here, but Katie Howard's gone, so that gives the Bedford Eagles ladies a 1-player advantage. They're not scared of giving a block at her feet by Abby Gower, but doesn't make the hit with the counter. We've got 2 hits. Yeah. Ricochet hit on the right-hand side there for Storm 2. That's unfortunate. Oh, and here we go. This is what Bedford Eagles are so good at. You give them an inch and they take a mile.
Oh! Gower catches, but she catches before the hit on Sarah Town.
Yeah, so we've just got Emily Dench looking to see. Oh, unfortunate there. Yeah. So player out. A lot of confusions with the referees. Referees called 2 hits, and that'll be the end of the set. There we go.
Alex got,
got distraction on the left, distraction on the right. No one knows what's going on, but that is two points to Bedford Mighty Eagles. And a fairly definitive start. So both teams only sending the 2 runners. Sarah Town thinks better of the quick start. Oh, nearly an excellent catch by Vic Milne there, but Sarah Town gets away with it. But we have had a hit there as well, or wherever it was. So even on players, 5-all. No hit there on Dench. Oh, but good running counter. Imi Sharp out on the right wing for Bedford Eagles. She's a really key player for them, so that will stand Storm 2 in good stead moving forward.
And she controls everything on that left side. Obviously, great catch from Josiah there. Does bring back in 1 Bedford Eagles player.
Yep. Confident block by Abby Gower. Bedford happy to reset with 3.
Only 1 player down. Storm 2 make that 2 players down after we say in that play.
Yeah, Grace Martin unlucky with dropping that block there. As you can see, Charlotte Josiah for Bedford Eagles very happy to apply a lot of pressure while the Storm 2's girls are trying to call, which is a big part of their gameplay that really messes with the teams they're playing against because it really disrupts your flow in the first phase of the play. Oh, yeah, I think there's a hit there on Kat Bawtree.
And that's a great time throw, I think, from Bedford Eagles there. It's been so clinical that you see time and time again. It's that upper echelon of teams that are so well drilled. They train time and time again.
Yeah. And as you saw there, willing to simultaneously, so ready to just, as you say, pace it through, put balls exactly on target. But if there's anyone's not looking, they're ready to take those pot shots, and they're so accurate. You've got to be really, really careful. Good confidence on that release from Storm 2, number 22. But she's still got 4 balls, all 5 balls now, so there's a lot of work on the throwing to do. And of course, all of those Bedford Eagles ladies will be looking for that catch, so she needs to pace herself here and pick the right targets.
I think you might see a bit of a switch in play there. No, Josiah just happy to duck underneath. that ball, and it'll give Bedford Eagles 2 now, so they can play a little higher. That's where they like to play. It's why they're so clinical.
Oh, great dodge of that double running counter. You can see the confidence from Bedford Eagles. Like, they don't even need to get all the way up court. As long as they know they're releasing together, they really trust their throws. And it gives you so much less time to get back away from it. Storm 2 now trying desperately to get rid of the majority of possession, so she'll want to throw at least one more. There we go. Oh, another fabulous dodge. But still plenty of work to do because she's got all 5 balls and we time out there, so that will go 4-0 to Bedford Eagles ladies.
And a great start from them. It's what they would have wanted. We spoke about it last game. At the top of this table, it's not just about the games that you're winning, it's by how many you're winning by. That set difference is going to be huge when it comes to the end of the season.
Yes, you're completely right. I think there's 2 very different stories in this league. If you're towards the bottom, you don't care if it's low scoring, but if you're going to eke out a draw, that's huge for you. But as you say, I'd put a lot of money on this season coming down to set difference at the end of the day. So those teams that are pushing for the medals, exactly as you say, really want to get those big differentials in. So Bedford Eagles don't need to rush this, but they're certainly not going to look to play it out for the sake of it.
Yeah. A 1-for-1 trade there, some punishing plays from Imi Sharp on that right side.
Nice dodging from Katie Thompson there for Storm 2. Storm 2, I think, keeping their composure well when they've got the majority of balls. They want to make those calls. They're going for hits. They're not letting themselves be pressured back too much. And number 22's luck has run out there. Good double running counter from Sarah Town and Charlotte Josiah. So as you can see, Sarah Town not afraid to apply pressure. And they get Emily Dench with a sort of post throw as well. And here we go. Bedford Eagles really looking to assert dominance now. Leaving Katie Thompson with a lot to do. Safe throw there. Oh, unlucky. She really can drop catch, Katie, so we'll see whether we'll see some of those coming out later on. So I'll cut you off.
Seven minutes 30 left of this half, and Bedford Eagles early on have started to run away with things. They look so dominant in these sets, and they're putting point and point against Storm 2.
So I think what Storm 2 will really want out of this as well, once if Bedford Eagles do pull away, they need to practice that sort of grit and determination for the closer matches they're going to have towards the end of the season, because they are capable of staying in the Super League. Like, they're a tidy team, they've had some excellent performances, but it's games like this that really show you whether you've got the fight for it. So they'll be looking to practice some different things, try some different tactics, try and work their way around this problem and try and get some of these sets off Bedford Eagles. High pressure now from the ladies from Bedford.
A lot about damage limitation, sort of, you know, when you're in that sort of lower bracket of teams. It's about damage management, because as much as the sets are important at the top of the table, they're just as important down the bottom end of the table, where those, you know, where you might not be taking victories here, there and everywhere, but it's the sets that you're taking off these big teams that are going to matter late on.
Yeah, Vic Milne was unlucky there, got caught in the air. So Grace Martin and Casey Thompson pushed through the throw, so they're just thrown to shut Imi Sharp down there, which I think is a sensible thing to do. 3 balls to Bedford Eagles. A lot of people like to jump in the air and try and get a block away as well. But you'll be so careful about what you do with your legs while you do that. So 2 or 3 hits there in the air, people just getting hit in the foot. And again, Case Thompson tries to jump round it, goes for the catch, but not lucky that time. So that'll be 8-0 to Bedford Mighty Eagles with approximately 5.5 minutes to go.
There or thereabouts.
Yeah, we will point out that clearly we do not have match time, official match time, so if we're slightly out, we do apologise, but it's that, as Greg says, that or thereabouts. 3 balls for Storm 2 off the start. Pressure from Kat Bawtry putting off Bedford Eagles trying to get any cheeky pot shots. Nice aggressive throwing there, but Amy Sharp gets the blocks away. 4 balls to Bedford Eagles. Yeah, nice dynamic dodging there, and they're now 4 balls in the hands of Storm 2. You've got to be looking for a hit now, I think. Abigail's putting the pressure on the wing. Nice choice by Storm 2 there. They hold in front of Abigail, who had the ball, and try and search out for a different hit on the other side of the Bedford Eagles team. Oh, no hit there for Alice, looking at Vic Milne on the other side of court. Vic just moves, shimmies out the way.
A good jump there, nice high jump. It's just avoiding that 2 throws that are very powerful but very low at the same time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's thrown through Cat Broad. She's blocked. Liv Morris doing very well there, nearly landing on Amy Sharp, but she shimmied out the way of all of those. It's 3 balls to Bedford Eagles. We're going to see a counter from Storm 2. It looks like they're pressing a bit more up court.
But it's just a single ball release, yeah.
It's so hard when all you want to do is put a double running counter in, which I feel like maybe more so than in the men's. In the women's game is a huge set play, and then they only throw 1. Oh, they've chosen to set with 4 then there again.
I think that's a good decision there. Abigail was almost at back court by the time they've really enforced the running counter.
Yeah, because you've got to be trying to take that advantage of them being further up court. Great block from Abigail is going to give Bedford Eagles 4 balls again. Yeah, but Bedford Eagles really not afraid to just make those balls count. Throw 3 out of 4 for the hit. Let's see if they're going to be as aggressive again this time. Oh, Katie Howard puts a pre-throw away and doesn't find it, but then just gets picked on by Amy Sharp, who saw an opportunity for a release and took it.
I think when you make that big movement, it's so hard to then, when you've landed or you're almost about to land,
yeah, no,
it's so hard to sort of then make that second.
Yeah, you've
movement.
only got one option, really, haven't you? You've done your thing, and then you've got to pray that everything goes right afterwards. Vic Milne has 3 balls, so she'll be similarly to before. Yep, throws safe on Alice Bonsignori. Oh, unfortunate there.
Yeah.
So Bedford really settling into this match.
And it's so hard to then fight against, because when they're doing everything right, and even when you try different things, you can't do those things right. It's so hard to even, get into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you do? Do you suddenly just start throwing mad singles in the sort of vain hope that you will then get a few of the hits away? Which, like, Bedford Eagles doing so well with that up-court pressure. We've talked about it with Abby Gower, talked about it with Amy Sharp. It just makes you want to stay at back of court and look for catches and play small. But then, of course, as you say, you're just playing completely into their hands. Well survived there by Blanchard at number 6. Number 1. Difficult looking at it from the back. Blocking there. Good step by number 22. And I mean, so much of it gets incredibly boring, but can you just survive? Can you just keep 6 of you on court and then throw safe at them so you don't get caught in return, and then try and sort of drag it out to a draw that way? But 3 minutes is an awfully long time to try and do that for.
It's not just that, but you could be looking at doing that the whole way through, and the play that they make is knocks a couple more players out than you'd like to think. And it's so hard and disheartening that if you want to play the slow game, you've got to play the slow game, I think, when you're up, especially against Bedford Eagles.
Yeah.
You play 6v6 till the end. It'd be very impressive if you could play 6v6 until the end.
But you can't make a single mistake, can you, if you want to play like that? Katie Thompson doing amazingly well there in the middle. That's 2 or 3 volleys where she's been singled out for a counter with the ball and blocked magnificently. Oh, and they have thrown through Amy Sharp's block. Yep, and Alice goes straight back for the revenge hit on Vic Milne and through her block. So we're still all even at 5-all. Good dodge from Katie Howard. Oh, Oh, ricochet hit. That's huge for Storm. But then as you see, so clinical, as Greg was saying, they're just instantly looking to even up those numbers again. So 4-all. Oh, I think Katie Howard probably rather have held that ball for 4. But that is time. That's the end of the half. So it'll be one each at the end of that one. So that's a point on the board for Storm 2. I think hopefully a good morale raiser heading into half time.
Yeah, I think Liv Morris was just questioning the, I think, invalid, and that's what I think she wanted from that play there.
So this might be why we're having a bit of a ref's huddle.
Yeah. Yeah, so call was invalid. So the end result, actually, and that was Bedford Eagles taking that.
Yeah, so they've gone 3-4 on players, as in 4-3 on players.
That's rough.
And I've said it many times before about Bedford Eagles. They've got gears, and I think they've only had to get out of first gear once or twice in that entire half. So I'm really hoping for Storm 2. They've got a few things they want to try, put some pressure back on, but we haven't really seen Bedford Eagles sweat yet. And they have plenty of class with that. But that's a great hit on Abby from number 22 for London Storm 2. Immediately avenged by Abby Gower, who is confusing wearing Beth Dick's old shirt.
I think the new signings this season don't have new shirts.
No, I think there's a fair few people just around the place, aren't there, waiting for kit orders. Oh, it was a good attempt from number 19. But that will bring them. So Bedford Eagles going to this play a player down. So we're looking to avenge that. Another good dodge. Storm 2 very rapid up court. You do wonder whether they want to follow through on a few more of these running counters because they've got the speed for it. Oh, there we go. Great aggression on the throw, but Emily Dent throws a little high, and Charlotte Shire is only too happy to take the catch.
When it's in that area, she doesn't have to move into it.
Yeah.
She's going to take that catch all day long.
Well, she was infamous. She's been infamous the entire time I've been playing her for also catching on her toes as well. So anywhere centre line of body, you do not want to throw at Charlotte Josiah. 3 balls for Bedford. Oh, lovely aggressive hit there. Abigail goes straight back.
I think it was just a block from Morris,
yeah.
But it was very close.
Yeah, it was good to see Storm 2 trying things, and that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? They want to try and get ahead of the game. Get that hit in early, but yeah, good block there from Liv, and then Abby having the sense to just take that player out who'd step forward. Yeah, Kate Thompson throws through, but it's been hit by Alice Bonsignori.
And Bedford Mighty Eagles happy to play out every set, and every set come their way.
Yeah, they don't need to take many risks at all. What a take, though, from Vic Milne. Immediately revenged by Charlotte Josiah. Again, do not throw centre of mass at Charlotte Josiah. But it's getting a bit more interesting. 4 players for Bedford Eagles to 2. Let's see how Storm 2 deal with this one. Oh, great dodge in there, getting really low and under the balls. 3 balls for Storm 2. They're going to press forward. Abby's pressuring Vic there on the wing. Yep, good commitment to the throw. Oh, so nearly a catch there. Almost popped it out of her own chest because she went forward so hard. Maybe people being a little less happy throwing at Vic after that catch. But as you say, Bedford Eagles don't need to chase this. They're 3 players up. They've got plenty of time. If they make Vic tire herself out throwing, all for the good.
Yeah, and Josiah will happily just block that back every time. Yeah.
I mean, you can see the confidence to take that massively up court position. Some beautiful, I think a positive start to the half from Storm 2, and they haven't managed to find anything that works brilliantly yet, but they are making Bedford Eagles work for it. We've got a substitution there, so Sarah Towns come back on. There we go. Storm 2 will have 3 balls again. Think better of the quick start. Good pressure there from Charlotte Josiah.
And the block from Morris, who now obviously resides on that left side.
I was just thinking, I'm not sure I've seen Liv play over there all that much.
Centre player, but I think Sarah Town catching Storm 2
unawares. Yeah, every day of the week, Sarah Town's just looking to make your life miserable in that sense. It'll be four balls. Good hit there on Alice Bonsignori, but we've got another out on Storm 2, so Bedford Eagles still 1 player up. Good block there. Katie Howard applying the pressure, but the ball retriever will have that one, although nearly stacked it over the line.
Very close. He actually, I think, tries to drag it back with his foot. Hits his other foot. But
yeah. A lot of the lads having already played their session today. Oh, Emily Dench nearly got a fantastic catch there, but there was a reply hit. So 1 for 1 still gives Bedford the one-player advantage.
And it's what they've done in every set that they've been down or close to being down. You know, they've just made sure they're at one step ahead of their opposing team.
And it's that awareness, I think, being so aware of what's happening to your teammates, even as you run forward with the ball, to then make a decision about how much risk or power do I want to put into this throw to make sure that we always come out on top. Liv Morris looking for the catch there, but she was disappointed. Well survived by Storm 2 as well, because a couple of balls were fired back by the wings of Bedford Eagles. Yeah, unfortunately, thrown through the block of Katie Howard there. And as you say, Greg, Bedford Eagles have just put the work into now. They're 2 players up. Oh, unfortunately, Liv couldn't quite take that one.
She set herself, so although she's jumped, she set herself perfectly for it.
No, that's normally a bit of her bread and butter, so she'll be a bit frustrated with that. Oh, and similarly. Oh, but Vic Milne couldn't pull it off twice, unfortunately. Yeah. So just 1 player up.
I think
Katie Thompson with a lot to do.
She does look for that catch, but you know, you're so in 2 minds that when you make that dodge.
Yeah. Big dodge from Katie Thompson. I think it's difficult as well when you've chosen to jump and then you're like, no, it's coming gut, maybe I should catch it. You've still got to think about the landing, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's difficult to sort of commit fully to just taking the ball in when you're very aware that you might then just fall face first on the floor. 5 seconds for Katie Thompson, so she's got to throw. Sensibly goes straight over Charlotte July's head. That is unfortunate. The ball's rolled straight back, I think, off one of the subs. Just hit him in the feet. Yeah, Sarah and Charlotte, again, they could run and counter or they could just block back. That makes no bones to them at this point. And time. And as you say, Greg, it's just that control. Bedford Eagles don't need to rush. They don't need to demonstrate anything by making the hit on the final Storm player to take the set. They can just afford to time them all out and just keep moving forward.
I think it's so smart from Bedford Eagles. You know, every time they're in that set, they're in that position of looking like they're coming down. They play it out. They play so smart to the end. You know, Sarah Town and Charlotte Josiah don't have to panic. They play their own game, their own pace. They're not letting Storm get into anything.
Oh, some exciting close stuff in the neutral zone there, but everyone survived. I think as well, it's worth pointing out, both these teams will have another game. And I don't know who Bedford Rangers have got second, but
no, Bedford Eagles have played their second.
Oh, Bedford Eagles.
They played first. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's no need to tire yourself out. It's late on a Sunday night. We've all got work tomorrow. Like, if you don't need. There we go. Liv Morris with the catch on the floor, perfectly read there.
This time sets herself perfectly. She takes the catch. It's secure this time around. Doesn't bring anyone in for the side of Bedford Eagles, but it sure does eliminate the player.
Yeah. And again, a good 2-ball release to take Vic Milne out, but Katie Howard survived and Charlotte Josiah's attempt on the left-hand side. 3 balls to Bedford Eagles. I think a double straight pre-throw from Storm 2, going for 2 different targets, but they've both been blocked. Oh, great dodge from Emily Dench. Oh, Sarah Town.
It's the one she goes for every time. She looks like she's going low.
Yeah.
She jumps into it. It's that little hop that jumps into it, secure in chest.
Yeah. Grace Martin's done well to survive 2 attempts there. Charlotte Josiah very nearly had that catch as well, but the balls from Storm 2 were nice and together, and it's very difficult to catch 2, even if you're a very confident catcher.
In her mind, she looks like she's hit.
Yeah, I think she thought she'd hit Grace
already,
and Neville wasn't quite wasn't quite as focused as she might have been. Right. Pressure from Liv Morris on the wing, which works well. The 2 Storm balls aren't really looking for a target, although they have now set up for the counter. Or they've got 3 actually coming out the back corner with the ball retriever. A great take from number 19. Well survived by Grace. Oh, there's a bounce there. Although you can tell she wants it. They're so confident as well. Even the younger players coming up through Bedford Rangers. When you're used to playing a team like that, it just gives you that confidence to go for these things.
Bedford Eagles.
Yeah, sorry.
I know it's hard.
I hear Bedford Rangers is a great club too.
Well, that's it.
Excellent training program.
We've got it all.
We've got it all. Better colour.
Wow, that one's. I won't say anything on that.
Fair enough. Yeah. Grace Mine still there, hanging in there for Storm 2. We're now with 4 balls? 5 balls.
5 balls.
Yep.
Looks at taking those central targets first. It's sort of down the middle that a lot of players will look for early on.
Especially facing this way where you haven't even got the wall where the ball could potentially ricochet back. It's smart play from her. So this will be the final. So now, bless her, looking quite tired. I think arguably wanted to get that 3rd ball away a bit quicker. And time, but she didn't need to do that. Bedford Eagles again happy to sit tight and wait for the set to play out. So we think, around 5 minutes left in the half.
Timeout called though.
Yeah, it'd be great to see Storm 2 get some points on the board, but I think the more we motor away. But timeout to Storm 2, I imagine? Because I don't think we've had a timeout in the first half, have we?
We didn't. So can Bedford Eagles look for that clean sweep on Storm 2, or will Storm 2 look for a set in this final 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think potentially you've got to allow yourself sort of 5 minutes of madness, haven't you? Just try anything.
Try and disrupt
anything might work.
Bedford Eagles, I think, is the play. Yeah.
Be interesting to see whether they've got any subs for Bedford as well. Just getting good player rotation. It's all good experience. We were talking about their two of their newer players playing in the middle. Good to get them lots of court time. We've got a few repairs going on to the centre line on court. Alex Nelson's there in the middle with the tape. John Rundle lending a hand.
So with 5 minutes left on the clock, there'll definitely be more than one set. Obviously those sets last 3 minutes. But will Bedford Eagles want to put more than one past this, or more than 2, I guess, past the side of Storm 2?
As you say, I think it depends whether they go for, right, well, are those 2 points potentially going to come back to bite us when we get to the end of the season and we're looking for a medal, or do they just play it out? The pace is, they haven't had to work too fast, and that pace has worked for them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. Yeah, nice low throws from Storm 2, and then a revenge hit there. So Alice Bonsignori's not holding back.
And she'll want every point. Obviously, the new transfer for this season. Her and Abigail will make that side of Bedford Eagles.
No, just when we didn't want them getting any stronger, you sign Alice and Abigail,
and that's it.
Yeah, all my plans for the season down the toilet. I'll tell you that for free. A 1-for-1. Alice looks a bit confused, but both girls taking their outs. Still a two players up for Bedford Eagles. Lots of fancy footwork on the left-hand side, but Charlotte Josiah and Liv Morris are perfectly fine.
That's it. All it needs is that flamingo sort of one leg up.
One leg up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 balls now can.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, unlucky. She set herself perfect. She knows it's coming into her. She gets her hands underneath it. Looks like she takes the catch and it just bubbles out. Yeah. So that one is not a secure one.
Oh, but again, Katie Thompson couldn't quite take it for Storm 2, but great hit from Katie Howard there. Liv Morris has done her job. She got in for the hit and then just got taken out with the single counter.
One that we have seen her catch before. This time, unfortunately, when she's jumped high into that air, that is, her body's not quite in the right position. They're the hardest ones to get behind.
Well, exactly. And if you know you're so far up court, really, most of your mind's thinking, get out the way. And then when you realise you can't, as you say, you've got very little time. I think, good hit there from Charlotte and Sarah just to finish that set off. So we'll be going into a short set.
Yeah, definitely under 3 minutes. Yep. Won't be the final set. Could be the final set, but if obviously that timer ends under 1 minute, then you'll have that final 1 minute set.
So I think I heard 1:30, but I might be wrong. It's quite loud in here. But either way, all Bedford Eagles will get a couple of players up, hold it out, job done, go home. Great dodging, just a single ball there from Bedford Eagles, because that way they can control the pace as well. They know they've got the running counters to deal with these girls. And if they're only throwing one and then shutting down any counters from Storm 2, they can force situations like this. So play ball on Storm 2. Well blocked. Oh, good work putting 2 balls on it. As we said, she set. I think she would have dived that first ball, but they followed up with the next one immediately. So 1 player up for Storm 2. We'll be hoping to take those final 2 points. Great dodging on the wing. They're going to set for 4, which I think at this stage is a good idea. The 4th ball, unfortunately, is now getting involved with the game on the other court, so that'll be back in a second. Oh, and there we are.
Yeah, sets this time perfectly.
This time, absolutely perfect. And I think that's also, it's why it's important to go for these things early doors, because now she'll be confident she can do it. Had she left it after that first one didn't go well, you might have left the game feeling a little shortchanged, but that was an amazing catch. Good dodging on the wing. Counter goes alone. Then Charlotte Chargers gathers that ball back for Bedford Eagles. 2 players up for Bedford Eagles at the minute. Quite high, but perfectly valid for Storm 2. Again, I think it's things that you really get punished for against teams like this when you're not coordinated on those counters. Like, even if you don't want to give away possession, but you're both there, just get the 2 balls away and get the hit on that counter and get the player up. Whereas Storm 2, I think, second guessing themselves slightly, doing a lot of single counters, which bit of acrobatics from Alice there on the wing, but
1 for the cameras, I think.
1 for the cameras. 1 for her fans. Oh, absolute filth from Sarah Town. The pre-throw hit and the catch, meaning we have now 2v6.
And not long left. Will they go for separate targets? They do just that.
Oh, and we'll have a minute set, I think. Yeah, both players called. The refs look devastated. They were perfectly happy for that to be the end. Sam looks pretty devastated. He's not entirely sure how to do a minute set on the streaming software. Oh, Greg's on it. Yeah, so we'll have a minute set, which you never know. The chaos might lend itself to a sneaky 2 points for Storm 2.
And it's a minute, so all can be actually playful.
Yes.
You know, obviously not the full game result, but
you very often see the more experienced or dominant team make that single mistake or give away that 1 catch with like 20 seconds to go, and it's actually very difficult to deal with that from that point. But we're 6-all for this moment. There we go. Double hit on Vic Milne, so we're 1 up for Bedford Eagles. They're just going to hold this out for the next sort of 40 seconds or so. Storm 2 need to look for this hit. This has got to be aggressive.
Play 2 has been called, so
oh,
there's a catch anyway, but it does actually now give Bedford Eagles the 4 balls, so a little more to play with, even though you're 2 players up already.
Yeah. Number 19 potentially getting a bit overconfident there. It was a nice idea, but she hasn't quite made the catch. So Bedford now only 1 player up. Storm 2 can get a hit here. Will there be any time for anything else?
Who knows? Only 5 seconds left on the clock. Josiah will have to look for the standing, but a catch is made instead.
Abby in wearing the number 6.
Yeah.
After that 1 drop, she's made 2 or 3 clutch catches there for Bedford Mighty Eagles. I think it's fair to say a dominant performance from them. Always absolute class. But Storm 2 did well. They kept trying to make things happen. And I think performances like that go to show they've got the grit to do really well against the lower half of this league.